LL, can you hear me?
Hi, it's me.
Ah,
I'm a female.
oh, Miss LL. I didn't know. I
Yeah,
forgot. I should say I forgot. Uh, so you can hear me and we can hear you. You understand you have 5 minutes?
I've been practicing and I'm going to read fast, for which I apologize.
That's all right. We'll try to give you an alert when you have about a minute left. So please go ahead.
Okay. Well, just point of reference, and they're way cuter than me. These are my three kids. And this is 5 years ago on Christmas Day. And that is the point of reference we're talking about. And this is current. That is at that is at University of Vermont Medical Center, where he's had several procedures. Thank you for your time. I will begin with summarization of key facts which came to light through the HSB hearing. During the 10 a.m. witness questioning of UVS Executive Director Bill Ash, when asked who initiated emergency room placements, he stated it was him. The afternoon witness from Dartmouth Hospital, when asked the very same question, stated in her response it was L.L. Ash initiated terminated UVS during the height of COVID, as there was nothing in Vermont to provide supports to my son. Admissions were shut down again due to COVID for the out-of-state placements I and Dartmouth Hospital attempted to secure to discharge. Noted, DH was misinformed that it was me who initiated my son's transport into emergency care. Falsification of this important fact should point DH blame, which is on record, onto the source, Upper Valley Services, then executive Bill Ash, and away from me. I was a mother and a guardian April of 2020, not a caregiver, as claimed in the HSB filing. I was not paid. The $550,000 annual budget that Bill Ash put into his account, which was verified on June 9th of 2019, was to provide staffing 24/7 for my son. I paid for the home, furnishings, supplies, foods, etc., as staff were to provide support to my son. Experts without conflict of interest reported Upper Valley Services was failing my son. I became aware of Medicaid fraud being committed with falsification of timesheets as a regular practice by UVS staff at a significant rate. My concise notice to several authorities submitted on April 6, 2020 was to receive a response per the Dale 2004 Behavioral Support Guidelines, which state the process for concerning matters to be addressed. No response by Dale or UVS to me occurred. Thus, there was no professional review board to convene per any disagreement. Instead, the concerns were all diverted from the sources onto me once again. I was merely executing roles and responsibilities as a mother and a guardian in protection of my son, including his medical and dental needs, per my probate court assignment as guardian. At the concluding statement by Timothy Connors, a stunning revelation was brought forth as he said, Travis does not have hopes and dreams. The room went silent. Mr. Connors does not know my son, who is not a vegetable, but a human who I assure has hopes and dreams. Clearly, Timothy Connors does not understand autism or Landau-Kleffner syndrome. Frightening is his false and misleading summation of my son's worth. Experts verifying concerning matters. March 2020, Dr. Dana Hall, PhD, BCBA of New York and Florida, was in Vermont at the Moortown UVS office and at the home meeting with staff. Dr. Hall made statements claiming UVS, as incompetent in staffing for my son's needs, engaged in cash cow as payment, those were her words, was claimed at hundreds of hours submitted while not there. Staff who were to attend a registered behavioral training session online on a specified date, none of which appeared, and UVS had committed for the sessions, Dr. Hall stated, had a lengthy wait list.
You have 1 minute,
Oh,
ma'am.
no. Dr. Maruna Sagarciona, neurologist at Dartmouth Hospital, conducted an assessment. My son had a neurology affiliation with Dartmouth since he was 3 years old. Melmark came in April, determining my son had no program and needed to be sent out of state to appropriate programming. My son is a skilled reader. And a piece of paper was put in front of my son, as Bill Lash stated, that he was sending him to the ER. And on January 27th, a UVS spouse of a director went to the pharmacy in Waterbury, forged signatures, and took 2 lorazepam and risperidol medications, antipsychotics that my son is allergic to. And I was told by the pharmacist that Kathy Pittaway, the contracted psychiatrist, was committing Medicaid fraud. Noted as my son has a permanent adverse effect of the medications called akathisia.
If you could wrap up,
I
please.
promise. Bill Ash sent my son to the ER. The only option was to put him in a trailer in Wardsboro. Within 72 hours, my son was back in the ER at Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, which is owned by Dartmouth Hospital. Staff regularly used marijuana, cigarettes, vaping, chewing tobacco. Alcohol was noted, DWIs, drinking vodka on the job, and sleeping, and not being trained. None of the staff were trained in administering medications. And lastly, Mary Kirkpatrick, 4.5 years ago, submitted this APS case is a sham, and she noted every single violation. I've spent over $600,000 defending this case, and I'm going to continue until I get justice because my son deserves it. Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you very much. Your time has expired. We'll hear from counsel for the appellee. Please identify yourself and your client and then proceed.
Mr. Chief Justice, may it please the court consider assistant attorney general Woodhill the board in this case took 2 full days holding testimony evidence based on that hearing. The board issued orders including 47 enumerated findings that based on the evidence, the board concluded that neglected DL failed to order transcripts in order to enable the court to conduct a reasonable review. Therefore, this court must affirm the board's order of that is all I have. I'm happy to answer questions.
Okay. Don't see any hands. Thank you very much, Mr. Chater. And does the appellant have any time left?
Appellant